Well, I'm kind of in a interesting place. I am. I'm laughing because I don't know why. I'm laughing because I foresaw this. I could feel it happening. I could feel even beyond this troublesome time in my life. I can see the the brightest light at the end of the tunnel. And there was a time when I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I even verbalized that in an AA meeting. And at the time, I was working as a stripper in a gay bar. Well, actually, many gay bars. And some whatever kind of bars. But, yeah, in the first 6 months of that, I was clean. I was not on any drugs. And in the second half, I was on cocaine. And then the last night that I danced, I actually finished one of the place's gigs, and then I didn't do anything else. But I was actually offered a really nice job where I was getting paid, I think it was $200 or $300, maybe it was $200 per night plus tips. Or it might have been $100 because I was making $75 a night plus tips. So it's 4 hours for $75, and then you get to keep all your tips. I don't want to get into it, but I owed a phone bill that was extreme, and I needed money fast, and I was not making any money in the hair business at first. So here's my dilemma. Here's not dilemma, but my tough time, and that is, I foresaw letting go of a lot of things. I foresaw, or actually, I felt the loss of my friend Anne, and my cat Ginger. And oh God, I tell you, it started speaking to me through my bones, stuff through my glands. Things were, showing themselves. It was a troublesome time, but it was also a very spiritual time because it gave me the opportunity to reestablish a new relationship with our Creator, whom I choose to call God. And trusting my own inner guidance system. And I know that that's kind of tough for a lot of us to do, to reconnect to that. So I'm hoping that what I'm having to give up, either permanently or temporary, all I do is hope that I keep God with me, and I keep that hope alive, and I keep the positive focus in the front of my head, in front of my mind, instead of the negative. But I'm telling you, it's hard to let go of this car, and I'm taking it in on Friday because that's my day off. So I'm going to go in the morning and buy me a windbreaker, kind of something with a hood, so when I'm on the bike and it's pouring down rain, at least, I don't know what good that does anyway, but I've never ridden a bike in the rain for a job. I've done it when I was a kid. A different story. The last time I was on a bike, I think I was about, 11? So, it's going to be very interesting. I've had to adjust my life in many ways. I'm glad that I've learned what I learned to be able to adjust it and not resist it like change. But I don't feel like a failure because I don't have a car. I don't feel like a failure because I'm not doing hair anymore. I don't feel like a failure because my clients didn't come back to me and stay with me when I moved back here from Boston. Not all. A few, a handful. And then I gained some new, which I'm grateful for. But nonetheless, 300 clients I had, 300 clients did not come back. So I have to tell you that at one time, yes, I did feel like a failure. Actually, over 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I guess, whenever I moved into this apartment, I had a job. Granted, they closed after I left, but I walked off the job. Yes, I did. And if you really want to know why, if it's any of y'all's business, is because I got tired of being bullied by the people that are supposed to be in charge and running a business. That's one thing I hate. I don't hate much, but I hate that. And, what I hate more than that is when I feel like I have to put up with it to earn a paycheck or to live. And when I was unemployed for 7 months, that just reaffirmed my unworthiness. And it reaffirmed my inability to take care of myself. It reaffirmed a whole lot of shit that I really... And then my cat, I had to put her down, which should have been done a long time ago, I guess. I didn't have it in my heart to, I didn't feel like she was suffering. And, but on some level, I did feel like she was putting up, enduring something. And I would never want to put any living thing through that. And that's the thing. It's like if I had children, I would be dragging my children through this bullshit existence at times. Not always. But yes, I have thought that about my existence. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I really good at? Actually, there's a lot of things I'm good at, but it's stuff that you can't really make money at, I think, without a degree. Like a psychologist degree or something like that, or whatever. I miss my friend Anne. I miss her for a lot of reasons, but she was one that didn't judge me or make me feel like less than a man because I wasn't able to support myself fully. And I was struggling so much trying to be content or happy. Not content, but happy. Happy is a state of mind or a state of being. And on many levels, I'm extremely happy. But there are on some other levels I'm not that happy. And it's those levels that I thought I was happy at one time in my life, but it was a false happy. It was not built on a firm foundation, that type of happy. And what I've learned through loss and letting go and things like that is I turn towards God. That's who I put all that happy, sad, anger into. Because God, our Creator, knows what to do with that shit. Paul Armstrong Richards doesn't know what to do with that shit except for to or bury it, suppress it. So, I love change. I like it. It can be difficult and unnerving at times because, well, I guess it's like driving on the left side of the car versus the right side of the car. And I have never had to drive on the right side because I've always lived in the United States where we drive on the left. So that would be an adjustment. And I would probably resist some things because, and we all have an opinion about things like, well, this would work better if it would this way or that way, or, you know, our relationship would be better, or this job would be better, or this, you know, this teaching will be better, if, you know, because we all have our own take and things that we like to bring to the table. It's a gift. It's something to be cherished. It's something to be honored in each and every single one of us. It's just that sometimes it doesn't fit into the way that we personally think, and it goes against our grain, and therefore we resist it. And that's why we resist. That's why I have resisted change in the past. I no longer resist the change. I just sometimes don't have enough confidence to go through the change in a way that, well, I want to avoid pain as much as possible, but I know that pain is always going to be a part of life because we can't learn from always being happy. So, you know, I enjoy environments and how they make me feel. And I have to say that in the days of old, in the days of yore, I wish that the things that are more imbalanced today would go back to something like that. And the things that were, you know, hopefully, that were, what am I trying to say? Blocks in the past, that we actually hopefully don't repeat those same things. And it's very interesting because it was just on the news this morning that I don't know where, but it wasn't in the United States, and it wasn't in London or Wales or Scotland, okay? And it wasn't in Arkansas. Oh God, I can't even think where that woman lives. Oh God. Anyway. Okay. I'm trying to think of this woman's name. God, where does she live? Like Canada, but up there. And it's not even in Africa. But it may exist there. But a man, a gay rights activist, was murdered, decapitated, because of being gay. You know, if I were God and our Creator, I would hang everybody up that hates like that. I don't care. I would hang them up by their toenails and let them see the world from a different perspective. That's what I would do if I were God. And there would be a little pain involved and maybe a little loss of blood, but that builds character. I mean, doesn't it make you that angry that people act that way? I mean, doesn't it make anybody angry? I mean, come on, be for real. Doesn't mean I would go out and kill people or kill those people for killing gays. No. Because that, like my mom always said, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So, you know, I would not do that. I would promote much love as possible in unity and brethrenship. I mean, I would. I mean, I do. That's why I have such hopes that people will, you know, let go of all their bullshit and all their fucking crap about being right and about being this and about being successful, and start helping out people and start building people up instead of tearing them down. You know, when I'm at work working with these dogs, yes, I've had my challenges. Trust me. If they were kids, I'd still have the same fucking challenges. But the truth of the matter is, they have taught me how to be more loving. I'm learning, even from the owners, on how to discipline in a way that doesn't upset the balance of the dog's energies. They upset mine more than I upset theirs. Let's put it that way, okay? Just like humans do. And, you know, it's funny because I've had a lot of criticism thrown in my direction about my attitude and the way I act and the way I talk and walk and eat and fart. But I like who I am today a lot more than I did yesterday. I respect the man that I am becoming. That doesn't mean other people will respect me, even though it bothers me on some level. But it matters more to me what God thinks, not what anybody else thinks. Not my family, not my lovers, not my friends, not my bosses, not my coworkers. No. It only matters what God thinks. And I'm glad. I'm so relieved about that. Because really, when it all boils down to the very nitty-gritty, I'm not going to heaven because of you. I'm going to heaven because of my Creator. I'm going to have an everlasting life because of my Creator. Not because I was loyal to someone down here on earth. Although that is important to me. Loyalty is very, very important. But I never could be loyal until I actually liked myself a little bit more. Isn't it funny? So stupid. Growing up sometimes. I really enjoy what God has given all of us the opportunity to do and to learn. I'm just frustrated that the people I'm around a lot seem to not care about that as much as I do. And, you know, I know those dogs care. I know these cats around here, and my cat cares. I know I care. So, you know, I know God has a super plan for all of us. I wish I could only see just a glimpse of it, but I think I might have. But I've been a doubting Thomas for so much of my life that sometimes it's hard to trust some things that come through. That's when I get on my knees and I pray for the answer, the truth. I guess I'm done. So I'm forfeiting the opportunity to buy a house or own property or get credit in this lifetime because of our little credit scores that we have to endure because of, you know. See, the thing is about these credit scores, no one knows that owns these businesses if someone has fallen on hard times or if they're just being irresponsible. Because to them, when your bill ain't paid, it's because you're irresponsible, and that ain't the truth. Just like I know that our government doesn't suck totally because they penalize us folks that don't have health insurance. Some of us fuckers can't afford it. I'm barely living on my income as it is. I mean, I can't afford my car, obviously, $500 a month for the car and the insurance on it. I could go cheaper, but now who's going to give me a car if I can't, if my credit's bad, you know? I mean, I defaulted, this is going to be 2 months. So, you know, it sucks. It sucks because they don't know the truth, and I do. So, I'm going to turn in the keys on Friday, hand them over, say thank you so much. I know you got to do what you got to do, and I've got to do what I got to do. And it's a sad thing that I can't afford this car, or any car for that matter. But my roof over my head and food in my cat's stomach is more important to me than any obligation to anybody financially. So that's the way it is, you know. And I like that attitude. I love my attitude. I wish I could be president because I'd really change some things around here on this planet Earth. Wouldn't a lot of us? not just me. And those lot of us should come together. I think that'd be a cool presidency if like 5 people ran for president at the same time. And they all work together with whomever else they delegate. It's like the Queen. The Queen doesn't make any decisions, really. It's the people around her that do. She has an opinion, and she might feel strongly about stuff, but I don't think she makes the total decisions, you know. I don't. I heard that somewhere. So, you know, our president's the same way. He's got a lot of voices that he listens to. And sometimes I wish the presidents would actually listen to their own voice, because sometimes it's better than the whole committee that's in their damn head. I mean, look, be for real. Democrat and Republican and not one side can get along. What makes us think that each country around the globe is going to be able to, that every man on this planet is going to get along if our own fuckers in our own government, in our own United States of America can't get along? Now see, I sound like some kind of weird crazy person, but I'm not. I'm telling the truth. If they can't get along, if our people, it's like in your family. If you can't get along in your family, what makes you think that you can't get along outside of your family? Eventually, the bubble will burst. That's why you have to be honest. You have to tell the truth. You have to be forthcoming. And you have to do it with some goddamn dignity and grace. Right, Lord? Yes. And if you can't, well, then I guess you're just SOL. And I wish more people did that. I mean, I went to a kid's leukemia walk, and a man got pissed off at me because I was holding the door open for him and his wife and his children. I was letting women walk in before me. I was raised a fucking gentleman. And some people with hard times and a lot more stress than I probably have in life on certain things don't have that kindness. And I think as a kid growing up, that's the one thing that really irritated me, is why are adults not so kind? Why are they mean? You know? And why are they so angry? And then as an adult, I became one of those adults. But now I know why I did. And yes, it does go back to childhood, honey. Okay. We just repeat it in adulthood. And then sometimes we rectify it before we croak. And then if we don't, then it's just a big old fucking mess until the day you do croak. And then when we do croak, I think that no matter what people believe individually around this globe, on this planet Earth, when the spirit leaves this body, there is an unconditionalness that would probably make us all say to ourselves, damn, I wasted all that time being this and that and holding on to this and that. I've already done that in this life now. I mean, I wasted so much time not liking myself. I wasted so much time being bitter and angry. I wasted so much time holding a grudge. I spent so much time not having the self-confidence in myself. So there's a lot of things, you know, that would be different probably if I had different circumstances. And that's okay, because I can live with the choices that I've made. I can live with the relationships that I nurtured or didn't nurture enough or never gave it a chance. And I am grateful that I can actually speak my mind in a pretty much dignified manner now, but I tell the truth and I can ask for what I want, what I need. I don't think I'd ever beg on the corner. If anything, I would probably rollerblade on the corner and have some tips a tip jar and let people leave tips. Or if I was a musician, I would play on the corner and let people throw me money, and work it that way instead of just standing there holding a sign saying, you know, even if it's honest, just doing that. I'm sorry. I feel like I need to be giving to charity, you know. I mean, I see the police and the firemen doing that, you know, and I could definitely see myself doing something like that for a charitable cause, not this charity. I'd rather work for it and earn it myself, if possible. So, you know, my father and mother did not raise a lazy son, but Razily, I think they would be proud of the way I think today. Because some of the way I think today, they didn't think this way in life. So I know they'd be proud of me. They may question some of the things that I've done, the way I went about getting there, but I never walked on anybody. I never stepped on anyone to get ahead in life. I never lied about anyone to get ahead in life. I may have denied my stuff, but brought somebody else into it, which is like titty baby girl shit, boy shit, gay shit, really a lot of shit. But I'm proud that I am now becoming the man of integrity that can own his shit and take responsibility. I can't say that for a lot of people that I know and have known. I can't say that, honestly. I can't. And some of them are on Facebook. A lot of them are off of Facebook now. It's just very interesting. I love God. I love my planet. I like the city I grew up in. I loved more of how it was when I was younger, even though I was enduring a lot of bullshit, a lot of bullying. I still liked my childhood a lot better than my adulthood. They both have their give and takes, but I found that because of my childhood, my adulthood, I was very creative in doing and getting. I was gonna say getting ahead in life, but to some people it wouldn't be getting ahead. But it was a major all I can say is, whatever experience, it brings us closer to our Creator. So my path has always been bringing me closer to my God, or to God, not my God, our God, but the Creator. And the only way that I was able to do that, going to be able to do that, is 1, listen, 2, let go of, 3, stand up for, and 5, it would really be about knowing myself, you know. And I see myself in some of the dogs more so than others. Childhood, there's a dog named Tucker that when he comes in, now sometimes he'll lay down. Today I got him in the room with me and he lay down. But a lot of times, especially at the old place, he'd sit in a corner, and he'd whine, and sometimes pace and run around and walk around, you know. And it just reminded me of me. When I was a kid, you know, I was so afraid of everybody, and I was so afraid of being bullied, and I was so afraid that somebody was going to say something that would make me feel embarrassed. And that's why I used to go into school. This was junior high, and I'd pretend like I was stoned. And Everyone thought I was high. They all thought I was stoned on weed. But I did that because when I did that, nobody bullied me. They laughed at me. So I'd rather have people laughing at me than picking on me in a negative way. Well, that was then. Now I could care less. Go ahead, say your shit, make your laugh, talk behind my back, whatever. I don't care anymore because I like me. Actually, there's a part of me that I do love a lot more. And that's the quality that I endure in anybody, not just me. So, it's a fruitful time for some, and right now for me, it's a fruitful time internally, more so externally. Although, with God's grace, I maintain my appreciation and my humbleness through this time. And, well, we'll see. So mote it be.